Hello and welcome everybody, it's Rose Smith here from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me for the September Pick a Card Monthly Tarot reading. It's very simple, pick a number now between 1 and 5 and I'll do a Psychic Tarot interpretation for you. Okay, so have you got your number yet? Just any number, you can have more than one if you like. And if you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, thank you. Let's go to the board and let's get cracking. Okay, so I've got my number in my mind, but we're starting with number 1. Card number 1, I like to have a little vision first. It's like I've been in the ground for a long time. It's like I'm a seed that's actually starting to, germinate, to break through the top of the soil. That's how I feel, and I can see the light, these little shimmers of light coming through. Maybe you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel finally. If you've picked card number 1, there you go. The card that comes up is the Knight of Cups. This is all about exploring your emotions. Part of seeing the light is about realising that there's lots of different parts to life, and we need, in order to be successful, you need to have a sort of broad range of skills, but also experience, and also that involves being in touch with your emotions. That's like super important. So this card indicates that there's some confidence coming finally. You might have felt a bit under the weather in some way. It is like a young masculine energy. Maybe you know somebody like this, a young man, and he's got his whole life in front of him. He's riding a lobster here as you do, which is basically saying he's steering his way through the unconscious waters. Okay, and see where the feet are. It's actually a woman, but she is representing a masculine energy, and see where her feet are behind the claws of the lobster here. It's like steering with her feet. So in small light aircraft you use rudders, and you use a rudder, and it does sort of control your direction, and you use your feet to control the rudder. So that's what she's doing, the rudders here. But this is also about having a good time with it. So you might find it's time to socialise a bit more and maybe go out, and that will rejuvenate you or enliven you in some way. Okay, that's card number 1. Card number 2, closing my eyes. What do I see? I've still got that drink in front of me. Yeah, don't overindulge in the alcohol if you can help it, or do whatever you like. Okay, now close my eyes. What is this? Oh, it's like the Last Supper. First I saw the table, and there was food on the table, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, and I'm looking at it from the side view, and then I see the disciples and Jesus in the middle. And so Christ consciousness. This is about awareness, your intuition, being fully human but fully divine at the same time. Okay, so if you pick card number 2, a lot of insight coming to you this week. Month. It doesn't necessarily mean in a Christian way, because Christ was for all people, not just Christians. Okay, don't get offended, but that's basically what he said. Some words I'm paraphrasing there. The Hangman jumps out, and so it won't happen overnight, but it will happen. So if you're scared or you're nervous or you're worried and you find it hard to open up to the divine, because it can be scary when you first start off, especially if you've got any sort of psychic ability. There's all sorts of things that you'll encounter, and sometimes that is scary. So say to the universe, I am willing to be open to the divine. Okay, and that's all you need to do. Just make that your mantra. A lot of growth here though, and at the divinely appointed time, then you will be shown what you need to be shown. Okay, what you need to know, you'll be given. Red legs, the action is waiting, and the self-expression is waiting with it. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. If you've picked card number 2, it's a major arcana, so it's fairly important. Okay, card number 3. Card number 3 for the month of September. Closing my eyes. Purple, I get a... Well, I didn't actually see it, but the word sort of flashed purple in front of me. So this is about spirit as well. The crown chakra opening up and more spiritual energy coming your way. Now, let's have a look and see. Well, here's your purple here. We have the King of Pentacles. So this is about your money, your possessions, the things that you value. Occasionally it is to do with the physical body because that's very earthly. But mostly, most often, it's to do with money. And here you'll see the king is dressed in aubergine, which is a dark purple. And then he has all of these grapes around him, which are also purple tones. And this is about him taking some reward, okay, for his hard-earned labour, or he's usually quite an honest person, quite conscientious, like he works hard, he's spiritually aware, he's in control of his finances, he decides what happens with money, money doesn't decide what happens with him, so to speak. But take some money that you've earned and buy something, enjoy it, maybe go on a break and use wisdom around your finances. But he's very astute with money, so he doesn't waste money either. All right, card number 4. Card number 4. Closing my eyes. What do I see? What's this? Okay, there could be some sort of celebration coming up. I see people here drinking and having a good time. I don't know what type of celebration it is. There is a cake involved though, but it seems to be in a public place and there's lots of people around. So I suggest, it could be a birthday or a wedding anniversary or something, some sort of celebration anyway. Let's see what card comes up for you with that, number 4. Okay, Ace of Wands, the beginning of a new project perhaps. There's inspiration around it. It's a case of, feeling really good. Spirit is handing you some sort of energy involving your creative abilities. There could be a bit of a challenge with it because you see the mountain here. But this is a gift. There's a lot of little green buds on this crown of thorns here. There's green for growth and opportunity, and action needs to be taken, but it's the beginning of a creative project or maybe even a business, and this is just the first seeds of the thought around that. There might be some confusion or lack of clarity exactly about the details, but you're right at the beginning of the process, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if you don't have all of the details nutted out, but enjoy your creative endeavour, whatever it is. All right, looking at card number 5 now. 5 is alive, and closing my eyes. Okay, I'm in a cemetery walking along looking at the gravestones. I think this is a war cemetery because all the gravestones are the same, very sort of rectangular, and it feels like a war cemetery. And the uselessness of war, the waste of war, I won't go into all the feelings because that'll take me down a rabbit hole that I'll find it hard to climb out of. I think probably what I'm supposed to say to you about this is to pray for peace and for world peace, for all concerned to be peaceful. Let's see what card comes out. Oh, okay, he looks like he's going to war, doesn't he? It's a masculine energy, portrayed by a woman here. And you see the eagle. Sometimes the eagle, yes, can represent freedom. Is it absolutely necessary to fight for it? And can you do it a better way than open warfare? The Knight of Swords. Swords is very much about the mental realm. The issue is that, okay, the mental realm's up here, but it's not running through the human heart. And if the best decisions always run through the human heart, we have to add compassion lots of mountains here in the background, so challenges with it. It's not easy. The outcome is not easy. But this card does represent someone who's quite skillful and brave, and somebody who can meet opposition. So it probably does mean victory eventually, but it could be at huge cost as well. You might also think about the countries that use the eagle symbolism, so Germany, the US, and let me know in the comments if there's other countries. It's something I must look up. They're the ones that spring to mind immediately, but I have the feeling there are other countries that use the eagle as a symbol of freedom as well. Interestingly enough, we have the British lion here on the breastplate as well. Of course, there haven't been lions in Britain since I think it's around 400 AD, because they did the stupid thing and killed them all. But the British lion, they know, Britain's been to war so many times over the centuries, and often as an invader, but earlier, of course, in British history, they were also invaded a lot as well, like by the Vikings, for example. But, mixed feelings about this. But if you've picked card number 5, maybe try to avoid volatility, or try to avoid arguments, or try to avoid, any sort of discord in September if possible. Alrighty, so that's it. There's our 5 cards. We've only got one major arcana. We've got a king and 2 knights. So it's more or less sort of a normal kind of month. It's not a really huge month in the collective, although I must say in astrological terms there is a fair bit happening, and I'm doing the astrology horoscopes at the moment. So I'll be going on with Capricorn after this. Okay, so that's it. I hope this is useful for you. Thanks so much for watching today, and please consider subscribing to the channel if you're new, and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, have a wonderful month, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.